Hi everyone. You know what they say about mothers. Only a mother can give her child unconditional love, support and care. She will always be there for her children no matter how old they are. She will always worry about them. This story will break your heart because it shows how cruel this world can be. A mother's sons were actually psychopathic killers, but she didn't know it until one day everything came crashing down. What kind of secrets were these? Let's find out in today's story. It was an ordinary day in a quiet neighborhood. The sun was shining, birds were tweeting, and people were going about their daily lives. In one of the houses lived a woman named Mary. She was a loving mother who had raised 3 wonderful boys. They were the center of her world. She had always taught them to be kind, honest, and helpful. She had done everything for her boys, sacrificing everything she had for them, and they had repaid her love and kindness with interest, or so she thought. As the boys grew up, they became successful in their lives. They got good jobs, nice cars, and beautiful wives. Everything seemed perfect, but behind the facade of this happy family, there was a dark secret lurking. The 3 brothers were psychopathic killers. They had a twisted hobby of hunting people for sport. They would go to isolated places and kill strangers, then return home, all the while acting as if nothing had happened. One day Mary started noticing some strange things. Her sons were unusually secretive and would often disappear for days without telling anyone where they were going. Whenever she asked them, they would come up with excuses that sounded more like lies. She also noticed that they had these strange marks on their clothes that looked like bloodstains. At first, she had ignored these signs, but as time passed, she started to become suspicious. Could there be something wrong with her boys? One day, Mary's suspicions were confirmed. When she found some disturbing evidence, she stumbled upon a hidden box in the basement that contained some gruesome items. There were knives, some of which looked like they had been used recently. There were also some photographs that showed her sons standing over dead bodies. Her sons had even taken trophies from their victims, such as necklaces made from human teeth and earrings made from human fingers. To say that Mary was horrified would be an understatement. She couldn't believe that her sons, the boys she had raised with so much love and care, were actually cold-blooded killers. She confronted them with what she had found, and they had no choice but to confess. They told her about their twisted hobby, and how they had been doing it for years. They said that they enjoyed the thrill of the hunt and the power they felt when they took a life. They also said that they had no remorse for what they had done. Mary was devastated. She couldn't understand why her sons had turned out this way. She had done everything for them, and this was the thanks she got. She felt betrayed, angry, and heartbroken. She had to come to terms with the fact that her sons were not the innocent boys she had raised. They were psychopathic killers who showed no remorse for their actions. But despite all this, she still loved them. A mother's love is truly unconditional. She knew that she couldn't change what they had done, but she could try to change them. So she decided to seek professional help for her sons. She took them to therapists who specialized in treating psychopaths. But even they admitted that it would be a long and difficult process. It would take years of therapy and medication to make her sons even slightly more normal. But Mary was willing to do whatever it took. She didn't want to give up on her sons. She believed that deep down inside, there were still the good boys she had raised. What can we learn from this story? We can see that even the most loving and caring parents can sometimes raise children who turn out to be monsters. It is not always their fault. Sometimes it is just bad luck. We can also see that a mother's love is truly unconditional. Even when her sons had done horrible things, she still loved them and wanted to help them. Finally, we can see that psychopathy is a serious mental disorder that needs to be treated. It is not something that can be cured with medication or therapy. But with the help of a good therapist, psychopaths can learn to control their impulses and live more normal lives. Now let's move on to the most important part of the video. That's right, if you haven't subscribed yet, then do it now. Also, if you want to watch another interesting story, then click on the next video. Thanks for watching.